Hey everyone, it's Johnny, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel, and today we have some fragrance feedback. It's been a minute, and I have a bunch of stuff, an equal mix of Scentsy and not so Scentsy things. How senseless of me. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the really bad puns. It's been a long day, sorry. Let's dive through before I destroy the box and everything else around me. We will start with the non-Scentsy things. We'll go through these as quick as possible. I mean, I was happy that I warmed a mix of both, but, you know, is what it is. So, and there's some fun other little things that are not warmer related that you will see at the end of the video if you stick around that long and don't get bored of me prattling on about things. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. So first, I got through a bar. These are in no particular order, of Mystic Woods. This is from Oak and Rye. This is a brand, I believe it's owned through Rimport. So Better Homes and Gardens, Sensationals, Fusion, Oak and Rye. There's a couple other ones that are all kind of, I think, Ambiessence. They're all owned by the same Rimport's parent company, from what I recall. So they all have scents that overlap. And some of them are renamed from brand to brand, but they are sort of dupes of one another in some cases. Anyways, that's all you need to know if you were curious about the brand itself. You can get these at like Kroger's or Ralph's or things like that. All right, so this is Mystic Woods. This is kind of like a nice foresty scent. It's not necessarily specifically unique. It's a nice woodsy sort of scent. If you miss scents like rustic woods or like woodland walk sort of scents from Better Homes and Gardens, I think. This is a good sort of like foresty scent. It's not too leaf heavy, it's not too dirt or bark heavy, and it's not too like pine or green tree heavy. It's a nice blend. It makes you really feel like you're immersed in a woodsy setting without too much of a harshness from any one of those main scent notes that usually come in a woodsy scent. It does perform well. It lasts all day. It's a great, you know, medium strong scent, and I really enjoyed it. I don't necessarily need to go and run out of my way to get it, but if it was around or I could get some more, I probably would. All right, moving on. We have Suds Scents You Desire Shop. This is like a vendor wax that I got once upon a daydream ago. This is supposed to be Diesel Fuel for My Life. It's a cologne dupe. And it was. It had some decent staying power. This is probably one of my favorites from their collection of 3 or 4 that I bought from them once upon a time ago. I don't have anything bad to say per se about these, but I wouldn't say they were necessarily scent monsters. The scents were nice, the couple of types that I got. But again, nothing to write home about. And again, I didn't try enough of their different blends or waxes to make a honest sort of like overall scope about their performance, but it was a nice scent. I did like it. I mean, I like the cologne scent. That's why I got it in wax form. So there is that. Moving on, another vendor wax. I'm trying to see because I think I have another one from them too. Oh well, it'll show up anyway. Astonishing Aromas Candle Company. This is Fierce type. That's the Abercrombie Fierce scent, for those of you who are wondering, like, yes, it's one of my favorite colognes. Yes, it smells exceptionally good on me, mixed with my own, like, body oils and whatever else, natural scent, whatever. When I wear, like, I can put, like, one tiny little spritz of it, and I guess people go nuts, or so I'm told. So I'm happy with it. This is actually, out of all the dupes that I've smelled, this one came the closest so far to actually smelling like the cologne. And from what I hear, like, rumor has it, I don't know, I haven't shopped at Abercrombie in a hot millennia, and when I do, it's only for the cologne. But rumor has it they have, like, candles that you can buy of their cologne now. So if that's a thing, let me know in the comments below, because I might go and buy one. Because I'm that person. Anyways, it worked pretty well. It lasted for the majority of the day. I'm not a big fan of these like hybrid-y soy wax, whatever, blends as much as I like my paraffin grade waxes, but you know, to each their own. Next we have one from Thresholds. I finally got through the final Thresholds scent that I had, which is Cedar Patchouli. These are the Target brand in-house waxes. And this is what it is. It's cedar, patchouli, notes of tobacco, and sandalwood. You get that. It's a very, like, 20s, 30s smoke room sort of vibe. You've got, like, the deep, dark, rich woods on the wall paneling. You've got, like, the smoking jacket. You've got that sort of, like, mustiness happening. The patchouli brings that out. It's very much that paints that picture. And it's nice. It's just not really my vibe. But it performed really well. So there is that. If you want your place to smell like a 20s, 30s speakeasy smoke room, maybe consider that scent to help you enhance. Next, we have Better Homes and Gardens Caribbean Sea Breeze. I love the scent. I have a stockpile of it because you can't subscription club this stuff because it's from Walmart. This is just a fresh, clean, saltwater scent, but there's I won't say it's a sweetness, but there's like a light, almost sweetness to this that scents like sea, By the Sea doesn't have. Like, I'm not a big fan of Scentsys By the Sea, but I love this one. And it's the same essential concept of, like, aquatic, sea salt sort of vibes, but this one is so much more lighter and airier and authentic to me. Like, this is what I get when I think of a sea breeze, not like By the Sea or some of the other ones, Ocean Breeze or whatever we've had. Like, those are not sea scents. This one is. So if you can find this, I think they're all relabeled. This is the old packaging. You should probably try a bar of it. It's not very expensive and it performs quite nicely. If you just want a nice clean scent, no one's gonna get offended by it. Well, I'm sure somebody would, but highly unlikely. All right, Better Homes and Gardens Walking on Sunshine. This is another beautiful scent. We have a scent. This is kind of in the wheelhouse realm of my only sunshine from Scentsy. I say that with take that with like a semi-grain of salt. This one is more warm and cozy and slightly just very, very, very soft, citrusy sort of hints. Like rays of sunshine. We have a scent that is very similar to this. I can't remember it for the life of me what it's called. But I have smelled it. I know we had, or have had, whatever. Have had it at some point. Anyways, this is a lighter scent. If you do pick up this bar, it does perform softly. You may have to use the entire bar to get like a good throw going. If you get this particular brand's version, but I love the scent. I would buy it again. So what I wouldn't buy again is Darcy & David's. This is the Hobby Lobby brand Vintage Luxe. This is smoky. This is sweet. This is cloying. This is rich. I got almost a little bit of a cherry finish to this. This is not my vibe. This is very kind of heavy, almost perfumey. That says the notes are amber, caramel, and smoke, and it is that plus what I would say like a cherry sort of tonka smell, but not the type that I prefer, and it almost gets a little sickening to me, personally. It's almost too rich and perfumey sweet, not like cloying sweet, and it annoys and kind of just bothers my nostrils a little bit. But if you like those scent notes, you might love it. Again, remember, like, everyone's scent is different. There's scents that I absolutely adore, and some people that I know can't even stand. So it's very individual, and that's what makes scents special. All right, Fusion Santorini Sunsets. This is musky, slightly soapy, musty, not musky. Little citrus, little bit of cashmere vibes going on. Not a huge fan of this scent. It's okay. I don't think that I'm particularly fond of it. It performed okay. Again, it's kind of forgettable. Moving on. Sensationals Perfect Day. This is one of my favorites from Sensationals. I've stocked up on this too. This is a slightly less dewy version of the Scentsy Mother's Day scent picked for you. So if you missed that, or you took it out of your club, or you've run out of your stockpile, I believe they still make this. It's repackaged. Again, the labels have changed at Walmart. But I believe you can still find this one. It is very similar. It is like, it's the same sort of floral profiling. It's just, it's not honeydew, aquatic, dewy, watery floral. It's a little bit more just floral and sun-drenched. But still, nonetheless, a beautiful performer and a great scent. So that's all I gotta say on that one. Capri Coast. This is from Fusion. This is also a Rimports brand. I think this is, I bought this at Meijer's once upon a time. This reminds me of like a musty library. Not a coastline by any means. It's not sea salty. There's no sea salt air or ozone. There's no laundry scent to this. This just smells like musty library to me. Can't recommend. That's all I'm gonna say. Kringle Candles, Aqua. This is Kringle Candle, Colonial Candle. It comes under a couple different monikers. It's the same parent company. This is a nice, clean, fresh scent, akin to like any sea salty, fresh, watery scent, like ocean or by the sea or any of those. It's along the same vein. This is again a lighter variant. It's still not gonna hold a candle to like my favorite Caribbean Sea Breeze. And it doesn't necessarily teeter out, but it's not like as inherently like, whoa, it's there. Like it gets a burst or two in the beginning and then it kind of mellows and it just kind of lingers around the house. And it's not a bad thing, but if you want something a little bit more fresh and clean and like a little bit more in your face, that's not the one to buy. As a note, side note, I have been underwhelmed by the general performance of Kringle Colonial Candle as a whole. Like, you know, I think that the 6-pack wax cubes that they had, the melts, those ones work better than their like single little mini ones that you can get sometimes, little puck ones. But overall, I'm just very underwhelmed by the throw, performance, and quite frankly, the scent compositions of them. I mean, I'd love them. They're not going to find this video. Maybe they will, but like I'd love for them to send me like just a care package of ones to try and reevaluate. Maybe their formula has changed since when I first got them, but I tried a whole smattering of them and I was just underwhelmed. Like I didn't hate them by any means, but it was just like there are better. They're stronger, there are more unique combinations, and it just felt very like blah. So that's all I'm gonna say. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend them, and they're more of like a retail wax versus a vendor, but I would try to avoid them, honestly. Sensationals Illusion. Let's move on. This is back to Walmart. This is basically Mystery Man from Scentsy on steroids. This is like the white cedar, not quite the bergamot note. It's a little bit more of like just the woodsy, slightly musky note. This is a nice man cologne-y sort of scent with woodsy hints to it. I love it. It's a cedar musk and a touch of mystery, so you get the idea. I love this one. I don't know if I haven't worn Mystery Man in a long time, so maybe one day I will get a bar of each of them and like wear them side by side and like do a face-off between like the Illusion and the Mystery Man, who's gonna win. But right now, all I'm gonna say is I really enjoy this bar, and it's a good dupe if you can't get your hands on Mystery Man right now. And it's usually available. It's like one of the staples in their collection at Walmart. Havana Nights. This is from Fusion. This is a Meyer's wax. I'll show you the picture again. I kind of like went through that really fast. I love this one. This is like a slightly spicier dupe of Scensy's Thunderstorm. You get that floral scent. You get like the spice note that is more of like a background note in Thunderstorm is a little bit more prevalent in this. But other than that, it is very similar in all facets of even like the floral notes. Like it's very similar. So if you can find this, I believe I got this at like a Meijer. This is their Travels collection or whatever. This one is like basically a Thunderstorm dupe. So we don't have Thunderstorm in stock right now. It was in clearance briefly. If you're missing out, hunt this one down at your local Meijer. Next, Singapore Traveler. This is a deep cologne scent. It's a rich, dark cologne. There is bergamot to this. It's kind of like My Hero, but deeper. Like, if you like Scentsy's My Hero, this is a much deeper, more refined, sophisticated, like, air of mystery man, like, high executive elite traveling in world business class with his, like, fancy custom-made suit or something like that. It's a great scent. It's a great scent. But it is a cologne scent, so if you don't like those, don't buy it. Darcy and Davis are back to Hobby Lobby again. This is Woodland Walk, Pine Needle, Cedar Wood, and Eucalyptus. And it is all of those. This is another woodsy scent. This is more holiday woods, like green tree, pine, like not quite Christmas, but Christmas adjacent sort of scent. That's the type of woods this is, as opposed to the Mystic Woods, which we heard earlier, which was more like, not quite, but sort of like Rustic Lodge adjacent. This is more like, hey, Christmas is around the corner, waiting for the snow, everything else is here. But this is a nice scent. It does perform quite well. I tend to find in general when you get like the woodsy woodland dark green wax, they're all dark green, obviously, for hence reasons, but all the foresty sort of scents tend to warm quite well. They tend to all be strong across brands, and they all tend to generally smell the same with different high, mids, and low sort of characteristics. But this one wasn't bad. Wasn't one of my favorite woodsy scents, but it wasn't one of my least favorites, so there's that. White Birch, also from Hobby Lobby. This is supposed to be golden apples, cashmere, fennel, birch, and cedar. It sounds delightful, but I honestly can't remember warming this. Like, I obviously warmed it. It's here. It was very much not what I expected. I can tell you that much. And if it's so forgettable that, like, I can kind of smell the apple-y note. I vaguely remember this. This is kind of like a crisp, slightly apple-y, clean, woodsy scent, if that makes sense. Like, it's like a clean, freshly, like the sand and the sawdust or whatever. It's like cut wood, but it's been sawdusted and it's been oiled or whatever, and clean, glazed, whatever you do with your particular type of wood. That was not a double entendre there. Calm down. It was just forgettable, honestly. It's like a soft, perfumey, apple-y scent, and that's not what I expected it to be. Grease Getaway. This is from Sensationals. This also smells kind of like a musky. I'm starting to wonder if that's actually what the scent smelled like. Yeah. It just smells like stale air to me. Like stale indoor air. And I know that's not what a Grease Getaway would smell like. I don't know if they're going for like the antiquity style. I don't know if it's just it's been a while since I warmed this and now I'm just smelling plastic more than I am the wax, but and it's very light. I remember that. I remember it being very light and very disappointing. Hopefully, if I get a chance to visit Greece, it will be completely the opposite, and then I'll, write to them and be like, you should reevaluate what you thought the scent was. Okay, Vendor Wax, Everything You Love Candle Company Axe Essence. This basically smells like Axe body spray, including like the semi-alcohol sort of scent when you first spray it. This wasn't so bad. When I first ordered these and they were a lot fresher, they were almost too pungent to warm. Now that it's been a while since I ordered them, the scent has kind of left them. I think that's a tendency with like the soy waxes, or a lot of the vendor waxes for whatever reason. They don't last long. Like, if you, just word to the wise, if you're gonna buy vendor waxes, use them within a year or two of getting them, because they seem to, as a whole, not all of them, but as a general rule of thumb, they don't tend to, I don't know if it's the oils they use or the curing process, they just don't seem to last. So the fragrance seems to get lost over time after a certain point, rather than other sort of like commercial grade waxes seem to be formulated in such a way, and maybe it's the wax, maybe it's the paraffin wax or the harder wax that just holds the scent better. So just keep that in mind. I will say that when I warmed this, it was mellow enough that I enjoyed it, but I remember having like the other version of this, a different Axe one, And it was basically like someone had just poured the whole can of Axe into the wax melt, and then I put it in my warmer, and it was just like, oh my god, my nose is burning. So that wasn't the experience here, but it did smell like what it was supposed to. Long explanation for that. All right, next we're almost done with our vendory stuff / retail, and then we'll get to the Scentsy stuff. So another Suds Scent You Desire shop. This is Abercrombie & Fitch Woodsman type. Wasn't as fond of this scent. There's something like, it didn't translate into wax melt. Like, I think I was like, oh, I will enjoy this if this were like a cologne, which I think it's based off of. But I was not particularly fond of this. I don't know if it's like there's eucalyptus in here. I think it's eucalyptus or mint or like a combination of those under like a woodsy scent. And it was interesting, but not quite for me. So there is that. Let me put these back in this container so I don't just have wax clamshells flying all over the place. Next, while I'm doing that, we have Sensationals Icelandic Lights. Now this one kind of reminds me of, what was it, Northern Lights, or what is it called? Not Northern Lights. Maybe that's what it was called. Northern Lights or Iridescent Lights or Aurora Borealis. There's another one that basically had a similar sort of front picture. I think it was Northern Lights. It's that soft, sweet, sort of like evening scent. I don't hate it, but it was just kind of like forgettable. Again, sometimes scents aren't bad, but they don't really do anything, and it's kind of like, okay, well, what was the, like, it didn't make me happy. It also didn't make me like hurl, but what are we doing here? And it was a softer scent. I think it was Northern Lights that this is kind of like a dupe of. I mean, it would make sense. Icelandic Lights, Northern Lights, they're both Northern Lights. Anyway. Yeah, I would say it's basically a dupe for that, so nothing to run out of your way and hunt for. Next, we have a Party Lights Blue Agave. This is a nice, fresh, clean scent. I really enjoy this. I was pleasantly surprised. This is a really good scent if you want, like, a clean house scent. Like, you just did all your cleaning and freshened up everything and scrubbed and mopped and steamed and vacuumed and, like that fresh carpet cleaner sort of smell almost. It's kind of what this is, but a fresher variant of that. And I didn't mind it because I warmed it when I had finished cleaning my apartment, and it was delightful. But otherwise, I don't know if I'd go out of my way to warm it. Pink Zebra Home. They make little, like, pellets or sprinkles or things they call them. I have a couple warmers from them that I actually really enjoy. So there's that. But this is their California Boy. It was a bunch of, I think they were like light gray. It's just a nice cologne scent. Go figure, I like cologne scents, so of course I would get one. But I will say my experience with them was that their scents as a whole do not, again, throw very well. They're more subtle scents as like across the board, or they're very just bland scents. Like there's nothing hardly unique, I would say, in their collection, at least of the smattering of ones that I tried. And I was, again, prove me wrong, but like I was a little bit disappointed, although I did enjoy this scent. To be fair, like, to be continued sort of thing, I even went and purchased one of their specific warmers to warm their specific wax, and still didn't get very much of a good result. So, like, I used your light bulb, I used your warmer, I put it in a small room even, like, maybe the room was too big, maybe, like, there were enough ways that I tried to make Pink Zebra Sprinkles work, and it didn't, that I kind of have just decided that they're either really soft and they're not meant to be strong room-filling fragrances, or they just don't hold the scent very well because of the style of wax pellet that they use is too tiny to really absorb enough scent fragrance to really make a scent. And I know you're supposed to put a whole scoop or 2 or 3 or whatever in the thing, but it's like I was almost overflowing the thing by the end of it, and I still wasn't getting much of a performance. So, this was a really nice scent, but again, just overall not pleased with their waxes. I will say, though, that their warmers, their simmering lights, work wonders. So if you like those, or have been eyeing one of those, they are a little bit limited in style because they're all like the same sort of lampshade cylindrical sort of warmer, but they're all 25 watts and they're great. They're small size sort of silhouette, so they work in more compact areas if you want a full size warmer. But I can't recommend their waxes. You know, if you want their like simmering light warmer, go for it. I would steer clear of the waxes. Okay. Palo Santo and Violet, Better Homes and Gardens. This is a well, basically what it smells like. You know, that the mix of incensey, woods, and violet. It's an interesting combination. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it did perform well. It lasted like throughout the day. You do get more of that woodsy amber kind of mix alongside the Palo Santo, and then you do get like a hint of soapiness or whatever from the violet, but it's not like hyper floral, and it's more of a muted kind of interesting play on Palo Santo. So very interesting scent. Not necessarily my favorite, but I did enjoy it. Sage Leaf and Musk. This is also from Better Homes and Gardens. These are their premium line. That's why they look a little different. They cost a little bit more than the standard ones. This one also performed really well. I'm not a big sage person. This worked. Sage Leaf and Musk. It was musky. It is a very sort of like herbal, woodsy scent. This kind of reminded me of somewhere like adjacent to Scentsy's Rustic Lodge. It's not quite that sort of woodsy scent, but it's like shares a lot of similar properties in terms of the other sort of scent profiling. So if you like that sort of musky, woodsy, slightly herbaceous, woodlandy scent without being full on woods, this might be one to consider in the meantime, since Rustic Lodge is not in our catalog right now. All right. Destination Wax, Teakwood and Coconut. I have not had a huge problem warming Destination Wax stuff, which is nice because I think they use a soy blend. I'm not sure. These are almost 2 years old, and I was like, I need to get through these before they start losing scent, because I don't want to, you know, just tell you all about my tips and then go against that. But for something that is just about 2 years old, these do perform quite well still. So again, Destination Wax has got it going on. Can't say that about some of the other like smaller vendors at the moment, but this one is Aged Teakwood Coconut Cologne, Island Flowers, Tonka Bean, Amber, and Musk. This is a little bit too musky, almost a little bit borderline soapy for me for a Teakwood coconut scent. I was hoping for a little bit more of a cleaner teak wood note rather than more of that musk side of it. This wasn't a bad scent, but I was not particularly like head over heels about it. So I think maybe in future I will separate my teak woods and my coconut scents rather than trying to get this put together. But it did perform throughout the day. It did last, so no complaints there on performance. I did, however, love their Vanilla Lush. I did not expect Vanilla Lush. This is compared to Lush, the skincare, I believe, company's Vanillary scent. Earthy and sweet sugared vanilla, tonka bean, jasmine, and sandalwood, all the things I enjoy. And it is that. You get all of that. You get the vanilla, you get that's what it is the jasmine that really just drove it home for me. And then you have like that woodsy sandalwood undertone. This is just a cozy, slightly sweet vanilla scent with a floral note. And it is so good. So good. I would buy this again. Heartbeat, I would buy this again. I don't need to buy any wax really right now because I'm like flowing out of my eyeballs with wax, but I would buy that again. Now to Goose Creek. So, Sunset Sparkle performed really well. Wasn't super wild on the scent. This again gives me like a clean hotel room scent. A little bit warm vibes, like warm spring sunshine. Gives me like a nod to Scentsy's Coastal Sunset, but not nearly as depth of scent as the Scentsy one or maybe some of the other scents. It also kind of reminds me of, I think it's Pink Sands or whatever from Yankee Candle once upon a time, once I was warming Yankee Candle more often. It has like a nod to that as well. It's a nice scent. It's not my favorite. It's just okay to me. But it performed really well. It lasted all day and then some. Usually I don't have any problem with Goose Creek performance. So that's good. Except with White Coral, which is the last little non-Scentsy one we're going to talk about. This one, I couldn't smell it for the life of me. I don't know what it's supposed to smell like. Soft and sweet and maybe green note to it. I can kind of get a little bit of like that. This performed abysmally. I don't know if it was just supposed to be like a clean, nondescript scent and that's what it was supposed to be, but like I threw the whole thing ultimately into my warmers in the room and I still wasn't getting anything out of it. So, generally speaking, love Goose Creek. Don't get White Coral. Just avoid this one. I don't know what it's really supposed to smell like. I'm not sure I really entirely care, but yeah. So just keep that in mind. Not a big fan of that. All right, moving on to Scentsy-based things. First of all, not in the Scentsy realm of warming, I got through some of Fiji Flower laundry liquid. This was a lovely floral scent. I have this in my club in the wax form. This was from a summer collection 1 or 2 years ago. I do like it. I don't know if I love it enough to keep it in there for much longer. I do have a couple more rounds of it for laundry because I stocked up on a clearance sale that we had. It's nice. I like your laundry liquid. I don't think that that's my preferred scent for laundry liquid, but it worked when in Rome, right? And then I got through this, and you're probably like, what is that, a Rubik's Cube? No, it is not a Rubik's Cube. It is a Scentsy Air Purifier Dirty Filter. Ooh, look, it's my dirty filter. Like everyone else in their little like Instagram, like, oh my god, before and after, and I put this in and my house turned into whatever. Now, if you guys really want, I will do a whole video on the Scentsy Air Purifier and my honest thoughts. And I have a bunch of thoughts on it. They're not all bad and they're not all good. But I will say, just for the short too long didn't make a video yet version, it's not a bad purifier, but know what its capabilities are and know what its limitations are. That's what I'm going to say in this video about it. Now, if you really want to know and have me do a little bit more in-depth and talk a little bit more about it and explain things to be aware of, I will be more than happy to. Just tell me in the comments below. I'll be like, Johnny, air purifier video, like ASAP. And I will start working on it. But long story short, this is not after 40 days or whatever that it was supposed to be like changed, because that's supposedly how long these filters last. You know, rabbit ears, whatever. That's, you know, because they want you, you know. Anyways, leave that for another video. But this was after about 6 months of use. 6 months. It got to this level. After like the 40-day mark, it was barely like different from when I first put it in. So, that being said, I do run multiple air purifiers in my home of different brands, and they do different things, and so my air is generally cleaner. And basically, if you run multiple filters and purifiers in a room, they will last a lot longer than they're supposed to. So anyways, but anyways, that's that. I got through my first version of that filter after long last. And yeah, I have thoughts on it, but that's not in this video. Okay. Scentsy Wax. Here we go. Are we ready? Are we set? Let's go. Thunderstorm. Bum-ba-da-dum. This is a beautiful floral. Does smell like just after or just before a thunderstorm. There's a slight undertone of spiciness to it. It is a strong scent monster. It is a beautiful scent monster. It's like fresh florals. There's like a watery note to it. There's that air of spice, and it is delightful, and I love it. It's in my club. It will never leave my club, and then there is that. Highly recommend. Mulberry Bush. This is from a Bring Back My Bar back in January, I think. This is a great scent. It is like a mulberry. You do get like a citrusy note to this if I remember correctly. Yeah. It's a deeper, rich berry. I do love it. It's not super tart. It's like just the right balance. However, it is a strong scent that futzes in like 3 or 4 hours. So it's like strong, beautiful, well-balanced, full-bodied scent, nothing. Kind of like pistachio ice cream, or so I'm told. I have varying like performance things with it. Sometimes it's like does that sort of thing as well, and sometimes it just kind of teeters. But this one, every time I've warmed it, this is like the second or third bar I've warmed, it's strong and then it doesn't exist. Not that that's a bad thing, but when it's not in my like preferred wheelhouse of scents, and this is a general rule of thumb, that gives it marks against it in terms of being club worthy. So as much as I really enjoy this scent, this one is currently on my Scentsy Club chopping block because there are other scents that don't have the futzing out issue. Mandarin Splash. This is a mandarin, light mandarin and slightly dewy scent, I think, aquatic scent. I don't know, this is very forgettable, and very soft. I almost don't recall really smelling much of it when I was warming it, and that's saying something. I think I ended up using the whole bar, and I was like, where is it? Is it like water with essence of mandarin in the background? Like, what is this? Mandarin peel? So yeah, very soft scent. I assume it's a pretty scent, but I didn't get much out of it, so can't recommend it. Vanilla Blackberry, however, this is a great one. This is like a musky blackberry scent with a hint of vanilla, if that. I don't really pick up much of vanilla, to be honest. It's more like musky blackberry. So this is not black raspberry vanilla. It's not heavy on vanilla. It's not a sweet or dark ripened sunberry. This is like musky blackberry, slightly perfumey romantic scent. And maybe there's a hint of vanilla in the background to kind of like mute it a little. But beautiful scent. It's in my club right now. It's probably going to also be on the chopping block just because my club is out of control, as per usual. What's new? And I wouldn't run out of my way to find this. Like, I have actually a couple customers who really love this scent, so I will see if I have a few more on hand to gift them. But other than that, I don't know if it'll stay in my club. All right, next we have me dropping things on the ground. Sorry, guys. Oh, look, let's get punchy. I think this was a something. Fruit punch sort of smell. But more on the citrus note, if I recall correctly. I get a little bit more of the citrus side of the fruit punch rather than the fruity, like sweet, cloying part of fruit punch scents. But this is a fruit punch scent, as I recall, and I'm not like a huge fruit punch person, so there's that. I remember it performing pretty well. Tropic Tango, another summer collection, I think it was, or catalog, I don't remember. Another citrusy, like tropical, summery citrus scent. Again, very nice. It's again not my favorite. I think there's plenty out there that I prefer more. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. Oh look, another vanilla blackberry. All right, moving on to something interesting. Southern Evening. This is a beautiful scent, long-lasting, great performer in my club. It's like lavender and woodsy, and I know it says it's like perfumey and like silhouette of like a lady as she draws the drapes or whatever, Amelia Bedelia. I don't know. That's not what the sub description is, but I find it more like unisex or even more on the masculine side rather than on the feminine perfumey side. But I can see where they're going with the perfumey concept, and with the lavender in here and woodsy. I don't know if it's sandalwood. I don't remember. But it is a beautiful scent. It's in my club. It's kind of cologne-y, in my opinion. But it performs well and lasts forever. Next, we have Sunkist Citrus. I feel like this is a staple from our catalog that has never left, and this is what it is. It's citrus. Medium performer. Not quite as artificial as like Sunny D, but it's along that vein. It's a citrusy sort of scent, not too complex. And if you just like simple citrus scents, that's a good one to look for. Hey Tiger Lily. This was a scent of the month for April? May? May. April. It was April. I'm gonna make the mistake on that one. Anyways, it is like quite what it says. You get tiger lilies, you get like that green note, you get a little bit of a dewy note. There's a little bit more hint of a green and soap like powdery note because of the lilies in this. I don't dislike it, but I'm not super like in love with this. And it competes, again, it's in the floral mainly category. It competes for me with a lot of scents that I think do floral better. So for me, that's scents like, what is it? Oh my gosh, I can't even think of floral scents right now. Spring Has Sprung, Thunderstorm, Luna, Flower Shop. I mean, there's, the list goes on. There's so many other floral scents that either have a more interesting and unique blend or are more just right there and fresh cut florals like what I expect to smell. This one kind of loses a little bit of excitement compared to those. It is a little bit more unique than, let's say, just a fresh flowers scent, but if you're not really on the soapy powdery notes side of things, you may not be as fond of it. Same with Lilacs and Violets. I love this scent, but it is a little bit on the powdery note because of the violets. I like, I think, more pure lilac scents than I do this combination. But it is also a combination that is very common in lilac scents. So just beware that if you get scents from other brands, you may also encounter a similar blend, even if it's like predominantly called lilac. You know, that's, they seem to pair those two together from what my nose is telling me. But it's a great scent, performs really well. Reminds me of my grandma. She used to love lilacs and violets. She had some in her house. The violets, the lilacs were in a bush in the yard. Anyways, Rainbows and Butterflies. This is a sweet, kind of cloying, a little bit fruity scent, if I remember correctly. I get pineapple out of this right now for some reason. Or melon. Maybe it's melon. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm not a fan of this scent. I've tried it a couple times now. I wanted to like it. I just don't like it. It's too sweet for me. But it's like that sweet sort of fruity scent profile. If that's your thing, maybe you should try it. Another thing that was too sweet for me, Turning Red. Oh my god, let's talk about sweet. This is like candied sweet strawberry orange sugar nightmare. But I will say, for a Disney scent, I mean, lately the Disney scents have been kicking it up in terms of performance and throw, because at once upon a time, like, the formulas were supposedly more light and less offensive or in your face. This is like, hello, I'm here. I am a big red panda, or whatever. I'm not a fan of this. This is too sweet for me. I don't mind the fruity side of it, although I think it's strawberry in there, and I just, me and artificial strawberries are just, it just doesn't work. So, but it does perform really well. If you like sort of like sweet candy, fruity sort of scents, you may really enjoy that one. Next, we have Pink Lemon Water. This is a scent of the month for last month. The last month being May. This is very simple stuff. It's water, pink lemon, and I think it's rose water. I don't remember. Or rose petals, rose water, and pink lemons. It's very, maybe it's coconut water. I don't remember. So there's like very few scent notes in it. But the long story short is that while you do get a lemony, soft lemony scent, there is a little bit of a good rose note to this. So if you do not like rose and it's a little bit powdery and perfumey, you may find this scent a little off-putting. It kind of smells like a feminine bathroom aura, product, perfume. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it kind of reminds me of like when I was little and my mom would go in and like get ready and shower and all this, you know, what we all do every day, right? And you come out of the bathroom and then like the scent of all the products and the powders and the whatever and the perfume like lingers and it's still dewy in there. That's kind of what this kind of reminds me of. It's not bad, but it's not something that I necessarily need in my life at any given time. So there's that. Wink and a Smile. This is an old Bring It Back My Bar. This basically smells like shampoo or soap. Like clarifying shampoo, maybe. I don't need shampoo smelling wax. That's all I'm gonna say. But if you love that scent, there you go. That's the one to get. Inner Peace. This is from our current Bring Back My Bar. I don't know what piece you're gonna get here. it's very lemony. I think it's like lemon and cypress woods and something else. Are supposed to like cypress groves are supposed to reminisce you to somewhere and something in Narnia. I don't know, but so you do get the lemon note. You do get that, and there is kind of like a cypressy sort of like freshness, but that's like kind of like a fresh wood, sort of like fresh green sort of note. But it reminds me of floor cleaner, like lemon floor cleaner. Like, that's what I get. And I will be honest, when I warmed it to first smell it, I was like, And then I went and cleaned my house, and we mopped the floors, and I vacuumed, and I dusted, and we cleaned the countertops, and I opened the windows, and scrubbed the deck, and all that stuff, right? And then I blasted this in all my warmers, and then I loved it. So, this is a scent, again, that when you are having a cleaning day, you will maybe find Inner Peace, because it will feel peaceful about how fresh and clean this smells, because it'll probably blend with all your cleaning products, sillages, as they linger in the house anyway. But on its own, not so peaceful. I can think of a lot of scents that are a lot more peace-inducing than this one, but hey, what do I know? Great performer, though. Next, Peachy and Palm Trees. This is from our summer collection currently. This is very, like, dewy, aquatic, breezy, like beach breeze sort of quality, but there is a distinct peach note. I don't hate it as much in this one. I'm not a big peach person, at all. I can tolerate it because the other component of it, the non-peachy note, is very much dewy and aquatic and just as powerful as the peach. If it had not been balanced between the two, this would have been a definite no for me. But you have to like peach, because you will smell it. You will smell peach. There's no hiding from it. Cucumber and Cactus Water, also from our summer collection currently. I like this scent. This is not a keeper for me, though. This reminds me very much like a slightly less fruity version of sea salt and avocado. And that's really my big drawback with this one. I think like this is so similar overall to that one being a little sweeter and fruitier because of the avocado note as opposed to, let's say, cactus cucumber, but it's very similar. You get that same sort of slightly salty, slightly fresh soapy sort of quality to it. And I mean, I like it, but it doesn't do anything special. Like, I've smelled similar scents, and while it's nice, it's not, you know, anything particularly different for me. So it's just like, it's in that prickly pear and agave, sea salt and avocado, and this one kind of are all in that same little echelon of scent. And they're not bad, but they're just like all kind of similar in different ways. So it's like, okay, that's a good safe scent, though. It's a nice clean scent. In fact, I'm warming it today. Next, we have Lavender and White Balsam. This is an older Bring Back My Bar. I had it in my club. It's coming out of my club. I love lavender. I do like white balsam. I do like lavender and white balsam. I don't love it. When you warm it, you get more balsam than lavender. So this is very different from some other lavender scents where it's like lavender with something. This is balsam with lavender somewhere in there. And it's a very light lavender. So I would say that this is more of like a soft balsam scent more than anything. And for that reason, it's just like, it limits where, and when I want to warm it, this is more of a wintry scent for me. And I feel like there are better woodsy balsam scents that I prefer, and there are better lavender scents that I prefer. So it's nice, but not for me. Pink Rhubarb Sugar, however, I'm obsessed with. Cannot get enough. I'm disgustingly obsessed with this. This is basically the rhubarb version with a little bit more sweetness of Be Fabulous. That's what this is. And I love it, and it's in my club, and I know it's in our catalog right now, and I just cannot get enough of the scent. And it's a phenomenal performer. Oh my gosh, it's a great performer. So good. Like, I brought it into the office one day, and you could smell it through the entire office, even with just one warmer, and out the window and down the hall and outside. Like, it was great. And I loved every minute of it. And we had like people commenting on how good it smelled. So, love the scent. Phenomenal. Scentsy, you need to keep this in like the spring, summer, at least for another season after this. But amazing scent. Watermelon Wave. I don't remember when this was from, but of all the watermelon scents that I have smelled from Scentsy so far, this one is actually one that kind of hits the most accurate of the watermelon scents. It reminds me of an actual cut up watermelon. The watermelon patch or whatever that we had from a Bring Back My Bar came close, but there was something about it that just didn't quite resonate with me for that scent profile. This one does. I love it. I shockingly love it. I was like, oh my goodness, why don't we have this again? It's hard to find a good watermelon scent that actually smells like a watermelon and not like watermelon Jolly Ranchers. So, Pristine Waters is next. This is a cologne scent. Beautiful scent. Nice, masculine. Futzes in like 4 or 5 hours. Like, it's a great scent. It's strong, medium strong, I'd say. But it futzes. And when it futzes, I mean, it's just gone. Like, it's like, we have scent, we have scent, we have scent. Goodbye. Where'd it go? Hello? Hello? Bueller? You know, like, it's gone. And it's gone out of my collection. I think that was my last bar that I had to warm. So sad, too bad. Blueberry Pancakes is next. This is from our current Bring Back My Bar. It smells like blueberry pancakes. I'll give it that much. It doesn't smell completely authentically like blueberry pancakes or ones that I'd necessarily want to eat. Maybe more like the Eggo waffle version of blueberry pancakes if we're going to be like realistic. Well, I guess those are waffles, not pancakes. But you know what I mean. That kind of scent. It's a softer scent. Like, I decided one day, I was like, I'm just going to make my whole apartment smell like blueberry pancakes and see how bad or good the smell is. And it was not actually bad enough for me to remove from my warmers because I hated it. Like, in fact, it was kind of mellow, shockingly. And it was more of a background scent than a forerunner. And it did kind of smell like pancakes. Like, it wasn't like fresh made on the griddle pancakes, super buttery and nice. Like, this is kind of like I said, like, you froze pancakes or have like the pre-made pancakes that you heat up in your toaster oven. This is kind of more of what I get out of this one. But I don't mind it. Like, if I had to warm this again, I wouldn't be super mad about it. Like, it wouldn't be like something to be like, woo, can't wait. But I wouldn't be upset. And it does last. It does last through the day, although it is a medium, maybe softer scent. Skinny Dipping is in our catalog. I don't, maybe it is. I know it's in our bar still. This is a sweet, sort of like tropical, fruity something scent with, I think, cantaloupe or melon or something. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I don't mind it too much, but I also am not like wild about it. So that's not in my club. That's just, I had an extra bar for some reason. Coconuts for Coconuts. This is what you might expect. It is very coconutty. It kind of reminds me of something Sands. Coconut Sands, maybe? I don't know. Something from Sensationals or Better Homes and Gardens. I can't remember. It's like a green label with like a white cube of wax. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyways, one thing I don't like, it's very strong scent, very much coconut, but there's also like, as my roommate described it, he was like, something smells like nail polish, and yeah, I get that. I get that note in this. I don't know where it comes from. This is the second bar I've tried warming of this too. I don't know where that note comes from, but it does pervade. Like, it is like very strong coconut, very strong coconutty scent, but there is like weird chemically alcohol nail polish sort of scent going on there, and I cannot shake it when I warm this, no matter where I warm it. So, I don't know what it is about it, but it's not gonna go in my club anymore. I pulled it out. I was like, I can't have coconut nail polish. Sorry, that's not a scent for me. Coconut's great. Nail polish, great. Not maybe for smelling, but you know, gotta strengthen those nails or whatever. But come on now. I don't need to smell coconut nail polish all day. Whipped Vanilla Lavender. This is from the Mother's Day collection. I don't think you can get these anymore. This is kind of like an English lavender soap. It is very much more like lavender than vanilla. So if you're looking for the opposite, this is not a vanilla scent. This is a lavender scent. So just keep that in mind. It's a nice scent. Very nice, especially if you like lavender scents. I like it, I think, almost more than the French lavender one. I think it's more present. There's that. All right, next we have Aladdin's One Jump Ahead. This is the old Aladdin collection that I'm finally warming through. This is kind of like a more perfumey version of Johnny Appleseed. It's less pear and more perfumey. But it is that red, juicy, sort of bright apple scent. Just, it's appley, not so much pear, and it's like a muted, more mellow, warm version of Johnny Appleseed. It's good, but I also have Johnny Appleseed, so not exactly like missing out a whole lot. Spring has sprung. Love this scent. This is one of my ride or dies. Fresh spring florals. It's very nice. It's a strong scent. It lasts all day. It really carries the scent. You get like fresh bouquets, fresh florals. It's lovely. You can't, I don't know if you can get this anymore. I don't think it's in our catalog right now. But this is a scent of the month when it first was introduced. And I was like, yep, this is in my club. Yes, it's staying here forever and ever and ever. All right. Feeling Punchy. This is from our summer collection this year, I believe. Yes. Oh, yes, it is. This is like a soapy fruit punch. Again, more on the citrus tart side than the sweet fruit punch sugary side, which is nice. But I'm not a fruit punch person. It is a strong performer, though. There's no problem with scent throw. So that's all I'm going to say about it, because it's just a fruit punch to me. Pastelitos. This was in our clearance section during a haul or something. This is like coconut and pineapple, I think, or lime and pineapple or something like that. Anyways, one of those things, and like white rum or something. It's delightful. The last time I warmed this, Once Upon a Time, which was in a tester form, I think it was just so old and utilized that it didn't really smell like anything good. This actually smelled quite nice. I wouldn't mind seeing this come back, honestly. It's a nice, different sort of scent. Like, usually you get coconut and lime, not pineapple lime, so that was kind of nice. Love you very much. This is in our current Bring Back My Bar. This is like tart, sweet berries. This is very much like adjacent or in the same wheelhouse of Perfectly Pomegranate. So if you like that scent, this is very much like that berries but tartness in just a little sweeter variant. Medium strong throw. But again, similar, a little bit more complex than Perfectly Pomegranate because there's a combination of berries, but that's in the same vein of. Coconut Vanilla Orchid. I am mixed thoughts on this. This is in our Bring Back My Bar as well. I like the vanilla note. I like the coconut note. Yes, I was like, wait, was there vanilla and coconut in here? Yes. I don't mind the orchid note. I usually like orchids in scents. What I don't know if I like is that there's a weird citrus, like orangey note to this. And I can't decide if it helps mellow the otherwise probably rich, so kind of creamy, a little powdery note of this, or if it annoys me. I'm leaning towards the former now, but the latter was what I was kind of gravitating towards for a while. Undecided. We'll probably get another bar of this to make a decision, but it may go in my club. But again, it has a lot of competition against other coconutty and vanilla-y and, well, not orchidy scents, but floral scents. So there's that. Got through Bar of Aladdin 3 Wishes. This is like, oh, this is so good. This is like a less pungent version of Blueberry Rush. It's a little bit more sugar plummy. It's a little bit more subdued berry rather than like punchy tart berry. But it's still there. Like, it's on the same variant, but I think it's a little bit more mellow, and it kind of nods well to this particular scent category. But berries, slightly sugary, but not a cloying sugar. It's more of like that dusty, like crystallized sugary, sort of like musky sugar sort of scent. All right, Aussie Plum. This is an older bar. This is like plum and grapefruit, if I remember correctly. Very dewy, very fresh, very fruity, a little bit tart. I have it in my club at the moment, but this is another one that's probably on the chopping block of I like it, but I don't necessarily love it. And I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm trying to Marie Kondo my club to the, if it doesn't spark scent of joy, it does not need to be in there for any reason. Bergamot Bay is next. This is like a cologne bergamot bay leaf, slightly sagey sort of cologne scent. It's also a little bit woodsy. This is more of like a wintry scent in my opinion. I feel like it would really work well around like Christmas time. You get like that undertone of like green tree, like pine or something like that. That kind of brings out the cologne scent more. So it does work in that sense. It's not really a summer scent in my opinion, even though this is Bay in the name. It's like a winter bay. Not to be confused with Michael Bay or something. Love and Happiness does not bring me joy and love or happiness. This is from our Bring Back My Bar currently. This is like a tart, again, feminine sort of like care products. Not like feminine personal hygiene products, but feminine care, like reminds me very much of like some of like the lotions that are a little too cloying or like punchy sort of like citrus biting in your nose. But also sweet, but also perfumey, and a little musky, and you're just kind of like, what's happening here? I'm not a fan of this one. It performs mediocre, like, it's just mediocre. It's just like, I just, how do I describe this? I just am not a fan of this one. I think that I described it as well as I could. It's kind of like that feminine bathroom hygiene products, no, not hygiene, personal care, you know, whatever. That gives it a wrong connotation. Lotions, creams, deodorants, talcum powder, that sort of stuff, all mixed together, plus like a weird biting, like punchy, like citrusy, fruity note. I don't know. I don't need it in my life anymore. I have endured it. It wasn't like vomit-inducing or pungent like that, but I don't need it in my life. Buckleberry, another one from our current Bring Back My Bar. This is a deep winter berry. If you like Joy and Wonder and forgot to put it in your club for whatever reason, and you like that deep, rich, dark berries, almost like not quite currant, but maybe, and a little bit of citrus in there, but deep, rich berries, like almost like mulled berries. That's what this is. This is a wintry, in my opinion, even though I think in the description it's like summery, buckleberries or jam or something. This is a deep, heavy scent, and it feels heavy when you warm it. So this is not a like light, airy, woo, effervescent scent. Great for winter, great if you like deep, rich berry scents and citrus and maybe a little bit of a wintry note. Otherwise, I'd steer clear of this one. Medium performer. Wasn't super strong, but it's definitely there, and it does feel a little bit heavy. I got through a bar of Marshmallow Mint, which is one of my ride or dies. It's marshmallow and mint. Like, what else can I say about it? In fact, I've had this particular bar so long, it started to like, the oil started to yellow it a little bit. But it still performed amazingly. Lasted all day, all night. It was there in the morning when I woke up. It was delightful. It wasn't ever like smacking me in my face, but it was never like, where's the scent? Love this one. Oh my gosh, I was so excited when it came back in a Bring Back My Bar. I was like, this is just a sign. All the scents that I really wanted have eventually come full circle, except for Shaka. That's what I need to do. Someone mentioned it in the comments on one of my previous videos. I need to do a video for like, in future, let's talk about like before it even happens. How do we do Bring Back My Bar? What do we vote for? What does Johnny need to see come back at some point in his lifetime before he turns into a skeleton or an immortal vampire or something else? We'll do a video on that too. That's 2 things I thought of during this video. We got 5 bars left. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5. We have Aladdin Arabian Nights. This is from the old Aladdin collection. I don't like it as much as I thought I would. It kind of reminds me of Boho, which came back in our January Bring Back My Bar when I did a video and I was like, Boho, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Yeah, that one. Same sort of scent profile. Not quite exactly the same. This one's a little bit more spicy, if you will, a little bit more mellow, but very similar in overall sort of scent profile. And I wasn't particularly wild about this one. I was hoping it would be the complete opposite, but I was honestly a little bit disappointed. So this one I could live without. I'm just gonna put it there. Sparkling Magnolia. This is also from the Mother's Day collection, which you cannot get, I believe, at this point. This is a floral with a citrusy note and a slight effervescence. I like this, but there is something about this scent, and I still can't figure out what it is. There is some note to this that drives me bonkers. Not like makes me sick or anything like that, but just throws off the rest of it. Like, I get this uplifting floral, a light effervescence, I get like the lemony citrus, whatever it's supposed to be, and then there's something in there, without fail, that just drives me up a wall when it's being warmed. Not to the point where I need to take it out of the warmers or anything like that, but it's just like, what is that? And it annoys me. So this is currently in my club. It may not live long in my club because of that. But it is an interesting scent. I like the idea behind it. There is something in there that is just throws it, just rubs me the wrong way. Okay. French Kiss. This is a fig, romantic, slightly woodsy, perfumey sort of scent. Slightly soapy. This is not Midnight Fig. I love Midnight Fig. I have a weird, unhealthy obsession with that scent now. But beyond that, this is a fig-based scent, and this is nice, but this may also be being removed from my club. As much as I love the name, as much as I love, like, fig, this particular variant doesn't really stand up to, say, Midnight Fig, which I am, like, head over heels for. But I am not quite ready to put this on the chopping block yet, so it will stay in my club for now. And finally, the last two, Calming Woods. This is from the Hige, I don't know, Hige. We'll call it Hige. I think that's the closest thing ever. I think it's like Norwegian, Icelandic. Anyways, wax collection. We're gonna stop before I completely like run myself and dig myself into a hole trying to figure it out. This is a beautiful, cozy, woodsy, like, it's like Cozy Cardigan minus the rose scent. It's like a very cozy, just want to snuggle up under the blankets scent. It's like a little bit musky, but it's not musty. It's not like heavy like a cashmere scent would be. It is beautiful. I love it. I wish it would come back because this one I would put in my club. And it's very different from a lot of the stuff that we currently have. And finally, I've got through another bar of Harry Potter Slytherin scent, Cunning and Ambition. I am a Slytherin. Shocking, I know, right? Anyways, I love this scent. I think out of the 4 Harry Potter bars, this is definitely the most unique. It's one of the few scents where we had oak moss, and I think it's like blackberry and something else that I can't remember off the top of my head, but I was both intrigued. I think it's like chocolate or something in here. Anyways, very intrigued by the scent. It really lives up to that unique scent profile, and I have to admit that compared to the other ones, like, this one stood by itself in terms of uniqueness. The other 3 were all nice. Second runner-up for me was Ravenclaw. But the other 3 had scents or scent categories or other fragrances that I felt really they were nods to other safe or well-loved scents, whereas this one was kind of almost like a wild card for Scentsy. In terms of the combo for it. Not that we've never had deep berries or like a chocolate-based scent or, you know, moss in some other sense of it. Well, maybe, I don't know if we had a mossy scent. But this one had those as predominant notes, and it worked. It worked really well. Like, I even had customers telling me that this was their favorite out of the 4. So, this one is for sure staying in my club. I think I have them all in my club at the moment, but I need to pull out Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, I think. I'm going to keep Ravenclaw, though, because that's a really good cologne scent, masculine scent. And there we have it. We got through it all. An hour and 10 minutes of me prattling. Oh my gosh, how do you people deal with me? I'm so sorry. You people, you guys are like my family, my second family, my scent family. As if the wax cubes weren't enough. They don't talk to me and they don't give me comments and tell me that it's okay to have a Scentsy addiction or wax addiction or just general fragrance addiction. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was fun, at least, and that you got maybe a tidbit or two out of it. If you have any questions about any of these scents or my thoughts on certain fragrances or whatever, feel free to leave comments in the comment section below. I will get back to them. I am so bad at responding to comments right now. I promise I haven't forgotten. I will get back to them. It just might be a little while, like end of the academic year. So some of the other things I'm doing, it's like closing up stuff for some of my private students and everything, and making sure they're ready for like recitals and performances and stuff. So that being said, I will see you in our next video. Please consider subscribing if you are new here, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in our next video. Take care. Bye.